Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Raw results for November the 5th, 2018. Birthday start off my video. November 3rd birthday is Dawn Marie. She was born 1970. Cameron was born 1987. Zeuxis, born 1988. Andrade Cien Almas, born 1989. No birthdays on the 4th, so I'm going to the 5th. Alexander Wolf, 1986. Allison Kay, also known as Sienna, 1987. And here we go to the news. Alexa Bliss is the latest WWE superstar to call out an airline on social media. Bliss, who was flying out to Spain with the rest of the Raw roster for the international tour, called out Iberia Airlines and Virginia Atlantic for losing their bags and not helping with the situation. And you can hear the tweets below. Dear Iberia and at Virgin Atlantic. At Virgin America, thanks for losing our bags and not even willing to help us find them for the past 2 hours. Appreciate it. Alexa Bliss _ WWE. It's not even the fact that they're lost. It happened. It's the fact that for 2 hours straight, we've been completely disregarded by every employee here at Iberia at Virgin Atlantic. Sarah O'Connell, also replying to Alexa _ WWE and 3 others. That's awful. Hope you get them back. And Virgin Atlantic replying to Alexa Bliss _ WWE. Hi, Lexi. Really sorry to hear this. Can you DM your details and we take a look at this? Thank you. Well, a reply back from Alexa Bliss at _ WWE. Just did at Iberia. Thanks to the lady working for Iberia who yelled at me for asking what a PIR number is. Well, it also looks like WWE has taken the ringside mic away from Lio Rush recently. Friday's Crown Jewel event in Saudi Arabia saw Rush hype Bobby Lashley on the mic, but he did not work the mic at ringside during the match as he has been doing for several weeks now. It was believed that this was a creative change for the Crown Jewel event, but Rush was without the mic at weekend live events and during Raw. Rush still hyped up Lashley with promos before and after last night's win over Finn Balor on Raw, but he did not have the mic during the win. As I'm doing this video on Tuesday for Raw. According to Yahoo Japan, 40-year-old Takeshi Morishima was taken into custody for allegedly assaulting a taxi driver. The incident escalated when Morishima refused to pay his fare and attacked the driver, fracturing his right cheek. Morishima is best remembered for defeating Homicide in 2007 to become the first non-American Ring of Honor champion and defending the belt against the likes of Austin Aries, Nigel McGuinness, Kenta of Hideo Itami, Roger Strong, and Jay Briscoe, as well as a slew of defenses in Japan. He would lose the belt to Nigel McGuinness at Undeniable after an impressive 231 days run. No word on the charges made against Morishima at this time, or if this setback affects his planned in-ring return for 2018. WWE has announced that Triple H had suffered a possible torn pectoral muscle at Crown Jewel in the main event. As I put this news in my video for my video on Sunday, the game teamed with Hall of Famer HBK as DX to defeat the Brothers of Destruction, Kane and The Undertaker, to finish all Triple H pinned Kane to win. WWE noted that Triple H is headed back to USA from Saudi Arabia to undergo surgery. There's no word yet on if he will be rejoining the crew for the upcoming international tour, but we will keep you updated. But he did not say when the injury occurred, but It was noted on commentary that a ringside doctor was checking on Triple H after Kane chokeslammed him through the announce table toward the end of the match. And thus he was gone. He was almost out for like 10 to 12 minutes in the match, as I discussed in my results video for Crown Jewel. And here's a WWE's announcement on the injury. Triple H suffered possible torn pectoral muscle. During the epic showdown between D-Generation X and Brothers of Crown Jewel, Triple H sustained what appears to be a torn pectoral muscle. WWE.com has learned. As a result, the game plans to return to U.S. this week to undergo surgery, and he did that on Monday. Triple H did undergo surgery to repair the torn right pectoral muscle early on today. Operation was done by Dr. Jeffrey Dugas at Andrews Sports Medicine and Orthopedics Center in Birmingham, Alabama. No official word yet on when Triple H will be back in the ring, but it is believed that he will be out of action for 5 to 9 months. Always 9 months on the supposedly return to wrestling. He was rumored for WrestleMania 35 match against Batista, but we're not sure how the injury has changed any ring return plans. Triple H suffered the tear at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia this past Friday as he and Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels teamed up to defeat Kane and Undertaker in the main event. Triple H also tweeted a picture, I'll show you, after the surgery, successful today, noting that his road to recovery begins now. Out of surgery. Happy to report all is well, thanks to excellent medical care of Dr. Dugas and his team and all the well wishes, messages, tweets, and texts I got over the weekend. Road to recovery starts now. Hashtag game time. Also, look for that picture. Twitter user at Russell Votes, an often reliable source for scoops, also speculating that plans for a Survivor Series have changed considerably from the original slate. According to Russell Votes, the original plan was to move away from the Raw vs. SmackDown theme that was prominently featured at all the previous year's events. Vince McMahon was the primary driver behind not wanting to do the Raw vs. SmackDown again. But presumably Vince did not want to run Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles, as it's believed that this would lead to the further negative reaction from Reigns. Once it was revealed that Reigns' leukemia had returned, all plans went out the window, and the decision was made to go forward with Raw vs. SmackDown as usual. Prior plan including an elimination match between teams captured by Kurt Angle and constipated Constable Corbin. While the match hasn't been ruled out, with a Raw vs. SmackDown elimination match announced and a shift in storyline focused to constipated Corbin versus Braun Strowman, it seems unlikely that match will still occur. Another major match was on the agenda was a singles encounter between HBK and The Undertaker. Russell Votes no longer believes that this match will occur. HBK was open to the possibility of wrestling a few more matches, and if all went well at Crown Jewel, with Triple H's torn pectoral muscle, it's unclear whether HBK considers Crown Jewel as going well. Well, here's your results from Ring of Honor Wrestling presenting its Survival of the Fittest 2018 event. Aired on the 4th of November from Columbus, Ohio. Ian Riccaboni and Colt Cabana on commentary. Survival of the Fittest qualifying match. Christopher Daniels versus Beer City Bruiser. Nice spot for Daniels, who is accompanied by the now TV spoiled new Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, SCU. Please fix this scheduling. Sky does the worst town stitch. What is this stitch they're doing? I'm still not sure what. I get it. But it works. The audience seems to like it. Maybe out of sheer raw nerdiness. Bruiser makes his way through the crowd with a keg over his shoulder. He's introduced as from the bar. And as such, he actually makes his way down from the bar. You know, I sort of love that. Bruiser finishes his beer Stone Cold style. And Daniels passes Belly to go with the code of honor. Bell rings and Bruiser is hot, crushing Daniels in the corner and following up with a big cannonball. Covers, but only gets a 2 count. Bruiser hits the Vader bomb, elbow drop, covers again, still 2 count. Nice start for Bruiser. Bruiser drops the elbow, but Daniel moves and fires back. Rocking Bruiser with shots. Bruiser looks for shots of his own, but Daniel stays ahead of him. Looks for the Angel's wings. But Bruiser just lifts him and drops him all of his weight down on top of him, covers, and gets a 2 count. Bruiser climbs and looks for a splash, but Daniels moves and Bruiser pancakes. Daniel follows up with a BME for the 3 and the win. And by the way, if you don't know what BME is, best moonsault ever. That's his finishing move of any company. Christopher Daniels defeated beer-seated Bruiser by pinfall to advance to the finals and the survival of the fittest after the best moonsault ever. This was actually exactly what it needed to be expected quite well, and Bruiser was still able to show off some nice offense, agility, and great entrance idea while Daniels advanced. Good idea. Survival of the fittest qualifying match again. Colin Delaney versus Hangman Page versus Dalton Castle. And this could be Hangman Page's last match in Ring of Honor for the present time being. The commentator talked about how Delaney actually was one of Castle's trainers. Castle has his thigh wrapped heavily. Hangman's going to kill you chant starts up for the crowd. Code of honor all around. The bell rings. Dalton starts talking and some shenanigans, saying he's got a lot of testosterone pumping. He's a gay character type thing. Some quick action to start, with Page going behind Castle, but getting dumped. Then Castle dumping Delaney on the other side, teasing the dive after doing the peacock strut. Delaney back in and keeps Page down and gets a nice arm drag on Castle, but kips up just to beat a big foot from Page. Page gets Delaney in the corner and stops a mud hole, hoists Delaney and just pancakes him in front of him, then gets a bridging pump handle suplex for a 2 count. Castle is in and tries to cover Delaney, but Page pulls him off. This looks like it was a missed spot where Castle was supposed to pull Page off of the cover and try one himself, which then Page would then return the favor by pulling him off. They sort of covered it. Castle just clocks Page in the mouth and goes for another cover on Delaney, but Delaney kicks out at 2. Delaney dumps Castle and hits a big chop on Page. Page is able to land a huge lariat that takes down Delaney. Castle back in and shows off his biceps. They trade chops in the middle. Page gets the advantage and looks to dump Castle, but the boys help Castle stay on the apron. Castle with a shot to Page, but eats a boot. Reverses and delivers one of his own, and they both move out of the way of a Delaney missile drop kick before Page kicks Castle. Page looks to stay on Delaney, but Delaney hits a version of Stun Dog Millionaire. Dalton looks to take advantage of, but Delaney hits a tilt-the-world stunner on Castle. He then gets a stunner-like maneuver on Castle with a throat across the top rope. I call it a hot shot. Then hits a middle rope springboard stunner on Page and covers, but only gets a 2 count. Page on the apron. Delaney climbs with him in the corner. Castle's back in. They look for a double superplex on Page, but Page fights out of it. Castle gets seated in the middle rope, which opens him for a baseball slide, German suplex from Delaney, who then eats a shooting star shoulder block from Page at ringside. Back in the ring, the boys fan down Castle. Page brings Delaney back in, hits a corner clothesline on him, and as well for Castle. Then hits a drop kick salt combo on Castle, and Delaney covers but only gets a 2 count. And Delaney kicked out. Page calls for the rite of passage on Delaney, but Delaney gets out of it and eats a running drop kick in the corner. Gets him up for the right, but Castle breaks it up. Puts Page in a pile driver position for Delaney, and then flips Delaney into a destroyer on Page. What? Castle then gets a Dr. Bomb on Delaney and covers, only gets a 2 count. Castle picks up Delaney in a waist lock, but Delaney fights out in the corner. Looks to climb, but Castle counters and hits a knee in the corner, and then a running knee on Page. Then a low suicide dive on Delaney. Back in with Delaney for a bulldog, covers, only gets a 2 count. As Delaney kicks out. Castle looking frustrated, looks for a bangarang, but Page counters by going low and hoisting Castle for the rite of passage, which puts Delaney back on his feet. Castle rolls through, all 3 trade shots. Page super kicks Castle, Delaney dumps Page on the apron. Castle looks for the bangarang, but Page hits a double butt shot, lariats. Rite of passage on Delaney, 3 count and a win. Hangman Page defeated Colin Delaney and Dalton Castle by pinfall to advance to the finals of the fittest, survival of the fittest after the rite of passage. And the reporter reported that out of 5 stars, the match only got 3. Really nice match between these 3. Castle looking good while also easing back, using his persona to great effect. There and delivering spots well, telling a storyline. Delaney also comes off looking great, especially with the Stunner series. Page feels like the right choice, especially to give Dalton a little more time while keeping him present, and he came off looking like, well, a future champion. Also props to all 3 for the group counter spots, which were cool and innovative and showed great connection between scene partners. As it were, the bangarang into rite of passage with Delaney back to feet was probably a favorite group spot. Just great in-ring work, storytelling. Survival of the fittest qualifier, match number 3. Tracy Williams versus Jonathan Gresham, formerly of WWE NXT. Okay, full disclosure, this is the opening round match I'm mostly looking forward to, according to a reporter, but he also doesn't know how much time they will have or how it will be chosen to be used. I just feel like these 2 are classic Ring of Honor in the best way, so I really want it to deliver, even if it's short. High hopes here, Code of Honor from both. Bell rings and Tracy starts fast looking for a kick in the corner, but Gresham goes behind and wrestles him down to the mat. Tracy counters out. They go amateur style, hold for hold, in the middle of the ring, trading control until Williams gets Gresham down with an arm lock. Gresham with head scissors, but Williams stays on with an elbow drop to the back and an Indian deathlock variation. Gresham looks to counter by snatching and twisting Williams' ankle, which works, and Gresham gets control of the leg, ankle, and knee. Williams with a great escape into the side headlock takeover, and then spins down to a knee crusher to regain control. Gresham pushes Williams off and looks to be leaping, but Williams catches him into a roll-up for a 2 count. Williams spins right out of the kick, out, and looks for the crossfade, but Gresham fights out, and they go to the corner for a break. Williams keeps him trapped there for the full 4 count before walking away. They go back to grappling and once again getting into the ropes for a 4 count. After he gets to 5, it's disqualification. Williams pushes off Gresham and tempers start flaring. Williams with big chops to Gresham while holding his ankle. Then sticks in a nice Saito suplex. Covers, but Gresham is out at 2. This is what I was hoping for, according to the reporter. Williams goes back to the arm and keeps Gresham grounded. Gresham reverses by going to the arm, gets a face lock. But Williams blocks the suplex, but eats a chop. Whip to the ropes, but Williams hits a kitchen sink and a great throw, covers. But Gresham still gets out at 2. Gresham out to come back, kicks and chops, looks for a suplex again, but was countered again, and Gresham holds his back. Williams lays into Gresham in the corner. Gresham, however, is able to get a middle rope drop kick to send Williams across the ring. Gresham with a running shot on Williams. A second shot, but then Williams gets 1, 2. Gresham returns with a big one that puts Williams on his knees. Looks for another suplex, but Williams drops his weight. Gresham, however, powers through it and gets it on Williams. Covers and only gets a 2 count. Gresham kicks Williams in the arm and looks for the octopus, but Williams fights it off. hits a back elbow and rocks Gresham. Williams sets up top, but Gresham catches the arm and looks for a superplex. Williams fights back, gets a face lock, and just drops Gresham face first into the top turnbuckle. Williams then hits a middle rope diving DDT, covers Gresham, only gets a 2 count. Williams hoists Gresham, but Gresham gets control with a gym break special. Looks for a run, but Williams rolls that into a pin for a 2 count. Then Gresham gets up and plants him with a DVD, covers and only gets a 2 count. Williams looks for a pile driver, but Gresham fights off. Williams lays in an elbow, but Gresham absorbs it and takes shots to the arm. They trade blows like this, with Gresham throwing elbows to the face as well. Williams drops Gresham, but Gresham fights back. They trade counters back to slugging it out. Then both fire up with each shot. Williams hits a running elbow, but Gresham kips right up into an insecure before eating a lariat and a pile driver. Williams covers, but Gresham kicks out at 2. Yes, the sequence. This is also chance for the crowd. Both men up and also in opposite corners. Williams gets dumped to ringside. Gresham hits a flying knee off the apron and rolls him back inside the ring. Gresham with a crossbody off the top, but Williams rolls through it for a 2 count. Backslide by Gresham. Gets 2 before Gresham goes back to the arm and gets Octopus locked in. Williams tries to fight, but goes down and taps, and Gresham takes the win. Jonathan Gresham defeats Tracy Williams by submission to advance to the finals of the survival of the fittest after Octopus hold. And the reporter gives it a 3 3/4 stars out of 5. But he enjoyed the match, and he said at the top had high hopes going in. He knew this wouldn't get 4 stars simply because it's a qualifier match and they have a lot to go through still, but was hoping for something competitive as hell with lots of fire and aggression, great mat work and in-ring storytelling, and that's exactly what was delivered, and that leaves me one exceptionally satisfied customer. Love Tracy Williams in this setting, and I hope we see much more of him. Gresham is the future of this company. There's part of me that was wondering if there is a bit of bench rebuilding happening lately, with Lethal being the establishment champion, and that's not a bad thing. With an oncoming generation of Gresham, Cobb, Williams, and Gordon, and a main event push readiness of Taven, Page, and Skrull, and with the nice anchor of pure wrestling still in there, along with the solid characters, this feels like it has the potential to be a new roster golden age here. I mean, especially when you factor in the relationships with NJPW and CMLL. Again, they must get their taping event, scheduling, booking issues under control. But this is an exciting time for Ring of Honor, and this match showed exactly why great work happens. Your 4th survival of the fittest qualifying match. Andrew Everett versus Guerrero Maya Jr. versus Flip Gordon. Code of honor all around. Bell rings and Maya gets the advantage early on with power over both Everett and Gordon. Gordon back up, but eats a mid kick from Maya before flipping out of it and hitting a drop kick of Maya. Everett in fast, but eats a tackle from Gordon. Looks to head scissor Gordon, but Gordon hand springs back to his feet. Hand walk from Gordon into his head scissors, but Everett flips to his feet. They face off, but Maya comes back in, and they all go for drop kicks and then face off. Everett and Gordon then double team Maya. Standing shooter star from Gordon, standing moonsault from Everett. Then the Flyers face off again and Maya rolls out. They trade forearms with Gordon getting the advantage. Everett evades Gordon, hits a cool standing Pele on Gordon, gets a German suplex with a bridge on Gordon, but Maya broke up the pinfall by literally stopping Sinclair's arm and then stomping Everett. The crowd loved it. Flip rolls out as Maya and Everett go fast, with Maya showing great speed for his size. hits a big springboard back elbow on Everett and covers for a 2 count. Gordon back in with a springboard drop kick, takes down Maya. Flip chance. Flip looks for a shot on Maya in the corner, but Maya evades and Flip looks like he's tweaked the knee. Flip is still able to fight back with flips and kicks, but Everett stops him with a kick and a lion salt for 2 before Maya breaks at the pin. Everett would chop to Maya, but Maya asked for more. Everett with a series of chops, but Maya dumps him on the apron and then hip tosses him back in for Falcon Arrow for a 2 count as Flip is back in. Flip chops Maya and Everett joins in a double team. But Maya uses great speed and agility for an arm drag off the ropes and a tilt-the-world back breaker for a 2 count. 2 counts. Everett and Flip are outside. Maya climbs to the top, hits a huge flying crossbody to the floor, taking both of them out. Maya throws Flip back in the ring. Flip turns that into a 619 and hits the middle rope drop kick to Maya on the floor. Everett now looks to climb next and hits a big shooting star press to the floor onto Maya and Flip. Everett throws Maya back in the ring and fires up the crowd. Kicks to Maya from the apron and looks to climb again. But Flip takes him out with a kinder surprise, climbs to the top himself, and suddenly someone from the crowd chucks a streamer at Flip to distract him. And of course, it's Bully Ray. The crowd boos. Flip hits the 450. But his focus is on Bully. He looks to spring off the top rope into Bully in the crowd, but Bully catches him with a forearm coming and knocks him out. Back in the ring, Everett climbs, looks for a shooting star, but Maya moves and hits a man sacrifice, a Mexican stretch into a neck breaker across the knee. Covers, and Everett gets a 3 count and wins. Guerrero Maya Jr. defeats Andrew Everett and Flip Gordon by pinfall to advance to the finals of the Survival of the Fittest after a Mayan sacrifice. And the rating from the reporter, 3 out of 5 stars. This was a really nice 3-way that played to the strength of the 3 very well. Still thinking I'm hitting my limit with Flip Bully Ray. But it made sense to have the story continue here, which let the focus at the end, match-wise, to be on Everett and Maya. Flip has enough going on at the moment. This isn't something he needs right now. Maya is very interesting luchador. And I love how much he talks, as it really helps define his character's aggressiveness. This was a great showcase of 3 great performers. Another Survival of the Fittest qualifier. PJ Black versus Luchasaurus. Code of honor almost adhered to, but PJ backs off. Bell rings and they take somewhat of a shoot fighting approach for this first exchange. PJ with a headlock takes Lucha down with a tackle. Agility from both off the ropes as Lucha uses his long legs to get advantage back on PJ with pushes and kicks. Chops to PJ in the corner. PJ changes the momentum and jumps Lucha out. But Lucha back in and PJ on the apron. PJ looks to spring, but Lucha cuts him off with a super kick. PJ calls for a timeout, but Lucha hops over the top, nails a moonsault to the floor to take PJ out. Lucha tosses PJ back in and hits shotgun knees and a big boot in the corner, then hits a spinning roundhouse knee, the X-blade to a kneeling PJ. Covers and only gets a 2 count. Lucha looks for a choke slam. PJ spins it into a cradle jobber for a 2 count. Shots to Lucha in a springboard standing moonsault off the top. Covers Lucha but only gets a 2 count. PJ climbs and hits the top rope mushroom stomp on Lucha. Covers again but still only gets a 2 count. Lucha is down. PJ up top again but Lucha sits up. Undertaker style. PJ jumps down but Lucha catches him. Running into a standing Spanish fly. Covers but PJ is out at 2. Lucha taunts PJ and lifts him back up, but PJ grabs Lucha by the beard. PJ kicks the gut, but Lucha reverses that to tail whip, jumping side kick to the head. A pop-up knee and a reverse roundhouse to the head. Lucha gets PJ up and plants him with a choke slam and a standing moonsault into a cover, But PJ is still able to kick out at 2. Chance for both guys. Lucha calls for the end. Gets a cutthroat torture rack lift. But PJ gets out of it and goes for a strike, but gets caught by Lucha. Lucha keeps the wrist and hits a hard strike to PJ. PJ gets a kick to Lucha, but Lucha is able to reverse him and get PJ hung up in a tree of woe. Picks him up and lands a tombstone pile driver. Lucha doesn't go for the cover and instead hops up to the top rope and goes for the Event Horizon, a shooting star from the big man, but misses it completely. PJ hustles over and covers Lucha and gets the 3 count and win. PJ Black defeats Luchasaurus by a pinfall to advance to the finals of the Survival of the Fittest after rolling Luchasaurus following a missed shooting star press, and the match only gets 2 3/4 stars out of it. This was a fine match, I think. I'm being a little extra generous and giving it over the halfway mark simply because Luchasaurus interests me as a performer greatly based on his showing. However, PJ still isn't showing me much that I haven't already seen from him before. As such, he's feeling a little yawn to me right now, boring. The match makes his taking the spot over. Luchasaurus being part of what hurt this match for me. Based on the match itself, PJ was less interesting choice. After the match, Reptilis shows up wearing nothing but very small underwear and shows an oiled to the nines and poses on the ramp before joining commentary. Survival of the Fittest qualifier, Silas Young versus Stuka Jr. and versus Marty Scurll. Lots of support for Marty, a bit of support for Silas, a bit of a code of honor happens, and then we get the bell. Silas takes it to Marty first, but Stuka takes it to Silas, and then Marty goes after Stuka. Stuka hits a Rana and took the Royal Backbreaker on Marty and Silas respectively, which leads to the Ring of Honor guys double teaming Stuka. Stuka, however, uses the ropes to reverse to a double arm drag, then suplexes Silas on top of Marty, covering Marty and only getting the 2 count. Stuka stays on Marty, and as Silas heads outside, chops are traded. Stuka runs the ropes, but Marty hits a Euro uppercut. Stuka goes outside, and Marty hits an apron super kick before Silas takes him down with a jumping lariat. Silas runs the ropes, but lands on the apron. Marty and Stuka double team Silas, and then send Silas into the railing. Stuka and Marty go back in, chop trading, and they take each other down with head kicks, and all 3 are outside as the referee counting. The count gets pretty high, all of them trying to stop the other from getting back in the ring, and they all 3 slide in just at the 19 count. And yes, in the Ring of Honor, they get the 20 count. They all trade shots in the middle. Stuka gets the advantage of power bombs Marty into Silas, covers, but Marty only gets a 2 count. Stuka climbs to the top. Marty with a Gamagiri cuts him off and looks for a superplex and hits one off the top rope. Heavyweight chance, start for the crowd. Covers, but Silas breaks it up. Silas dumps Stuka and hits a backbreaker lariat combo on Marty, but Stuka's back in to break it up at 2. Silas and Stuka trade shots, and Stuka's flipping neck breaker on Silas. Silas reverses and is able to get the big back break to Stuka off the middle rope. A big boot and looks for the plunge, but Marty interrupts before getting dumped by Stuka. Stuka climbs and hits a middle rope moonsault on Marty to the floor. Then climbs again and hits a big diving splash onto Silas, covers, but Silas kicks out at 2. Marty back in and trades with Stuka again. Marty looks for a backside and rolls it into a kneeling super kick, and Silas follows it with a knee to Stuka, and then a kick to Marty, but Marty gets a rolling elbow to Silas, but eats a clothesline from Stuka. Covers from Stuka, but Marty kicked out at 2. Stuka stays on Marty, but Marty hits a big lariat and follows it with a graduation and covers for the 3 count and the win. Marty Stroll defeated Stucker Jr. and Silas Young by pinfall to advance to the finals. And the match got 2 and 3/4 out of 5. This was a fine match. Marty is in the right choice to move on. Stucker Jr. also looked great here, but the end felt super abrupt and out of nowhere, and it just never quite pulled me in fully as a match. So all in all, it was fine. Long live the villain. Madison Rayne versus Dr. Britt Baker. We get the code of honor and the bell as the commentators mentioned that Rayne particularly wanted to face Baker. They lock up to start, and Rayne getting the advantage, but Baker gets a head scissors, which Rayne bridges out of. Lock up again, Baker gets the arm control, snap mirrors Rayne down, and gets a headlock. Rayne reverses, but Baker able to keep the pressure on. They get to the corner and break. Rayne looks for a backside, but only gets a 2 count. Both get up, and Baker hits a running neck breaker, whips Rayne to the ropes, but Rayne gets a roll up for a 2 count. Another one for another 2 count. Then a sunset flip for another 2 count. Baker gets Rayne into the corner, but Rayne, with nice evasions, into another roll up, and then another 2 count. Baker is able to land a big running boot, covers Rayne, but only gets a 2 count. Baker gets a whip and a clothesline to take down Rayne. Shots to the jaw, and another whip and a clothesline. As Rayne is in the corner, Baker lines it up. Hits a running knee and a sling blade. Covers, but Rayne kicks out of 2. Baker gets Rayne into a grounded stretch, and the crowd looks to fire up. One of them, both, haven't really noticed favoritism. Baker looks for the rip cord, forearm, but Rayne downs Baker with an enziguri, and Sinclair starts the 10 count. Both are up, and Rayne hits some big strikes. Baker evades a kick, hits a forearm and a swinging fisherman neck breaker on Rayne, covers but only gets a 2 count. Baker hoists Rayne, tosses her off, but Rayne is able to follow up with a chance of Rayne, which is a diamond cutter. Covers but only gets a 2 count. Rayne runs ropes but eats a super kick from Baker. Covers and only gets a 2 count. Baker stays right on her. Pump handle follow away suplex, but Rayne still kicks out of 2. Rayne looks to fight back and hits a bridging Northern Lights suplex, but only gets a 2 count on Baker. Rayne with a running boot, hooks up Baker's arm and hits a knee to the head, covers and gets a 3 count and a win. Madison Rayne defeated Dr. Britt Baker by pinfall to earn a spot in the fatal 4-way at Final Battle after bend the knee, the name mentioned for the knee strike to the head. This match was a bit thrown away, to be honest, which is sad because both of these performers are capable of delivering good stuff. And this just felt sleepy. Feels like a missed opportunity, especially since part of the point here was the Hype Brain's participation at Final Battle. And I'm not walking away feeling any much hype here based on their performance. Also, I would submit a recommendation to rethink the finisher for Rayne, at least for right now. It takes too much time and lacks the sharpness to make it feel like a finisher. After the match, the Twisted Sisters, Thunder Rosa and Holy did, jump Rayne and Baker from behind and beat them down. Holy did mitts the go-home driver on Baker, and Rosa hits the pump panel driver on Rayne. I dig their energy a lot. Nothing more than that. No ratings for the match. Or the aftermath. Ring of Honor World 6-Man Tag Team Title match. The Kingdom versus the Elite of Cody and the Young Bucks as champion. Commentary fills us on how, given that the Illegal Man was pinned with the Kingdom losing their 6-man title to BC. Ring of Honor management has agreed to provide 2 referees for this rematch for the titles. No Brandy or anyone else from the circus with Cody tonight. Elite chants. Matt Taven seems to be arguing with young girls in the front row. Young Bucks chant now. Cody poses and we get Cody chants from the crowd. This is what being over means. We get the bell with Nick and Vinny starting us off. Lock up, headlock from Nick to start. Whip to the ropes. Nick takes down Vinny. Then takes out the Kingdom. Matt tags in. and elevates Nick into a drop kick on Vinny. TK and the Bucks hit a rope hung neck breaker senton combo. Then get the triple team uppercut flapjack cutter combo on Taven and hit triple dives on the Kingdom at ringside. BC, that means the Bullet Club, Elite. Back in the ring, let the Kingdom regroups. Vinny back in with Matt. Nick says tag in Cody. And Cody comes in. Vinny tries to start fast, but Cody counters and hits a big stalling growl buster. Which the reporter missed that. Gourd buster. Vinny is able to get a sharp knee shot and tags in Taven. Then they look to a double team. Cody tries to fight back, but Taven is able to hit a nice knee strike on Cody. Then mounts him and lays in punches to Cody. Taven pulls Cody to his corner and tags in TK. TK keeps Cody away from the Bucks and sends him into the boots in the corner. Then hits a Euro uppercut and covers for a 2 count. TK stays on Cody in a headlock, but Cody fights back. TK looks for a suplex, but Cody flips out of it. TK spins around with the left hand to keep Cody down, allowing the Kingdom to stomp Cody down. Tag to Vinny. Taven tags Cody into the railing before Vinny sends him into it on the other side. Vinny screams, "Who's a nightmare now?" in Cody's face. Let's go, Cody chants as Vinny takes Cody back. Cody looks to fight off Vinny. TK gets a tag and hits a big spine buster. Vinny follows with a diving headbutt, and TK covers for a 2 count. Nick breaks it up, but spits at TK. Kicks at Cody, sends him into Kingdom's corner, and Taven tags in and beats down Cody. Triple team in the corner, but the second ref, Sinclair to Paul Turner, in the ring, tries to break it up. Vinny keeps the pressure on Cody, but Cody fires up to try to fight back and get the tag, but Vinny pushes him back. Vinny looks for a suplex and nails it. Floats the cover, only gets a 2 count. Tag to TK, who stays on Cody. Quick tag to Vinny, and they trade to throw him back to Taven, but Cody knocks down Taven. Leapfrogs TK and power slams Vinny onto TK in the corner. Cody looks for it to get the hot tag to Matt, who takes it to the Kingdom. Cannonball to TK, jumping double clothesline to Taven and Vinny. Wrecking ball drop kick to Taven, skinning the cat into the standing Shiranui on Vinny. Calls for a super kick to TK, but Taven broke it up, and TK Vinny double team Matt. Covers Matt, only gets a 2 count. Vinny whips Matt to the corner, but Matt fights off the Kingdom. Vinny misses Sam Hain, but he hits a knee to the back to back up Matt. But Matt sits Vinny on the middle rope and tags in Nick, who hits a double stomp on TK, rolls into the backstabber on Vinny. Bucks reverse the Kingdom and get double sharpshooter. And Cody gets one on Taven as well. The crowd chants tap, but Vinny gets to the ropes. Bullet Club looks to triple team Vinny in the corner, ending with a triple super kick. Covers, but Taven and TK break up 2. Cody takes out TK at ringside with a springboard body press. Nick looks to PK Taven, but he hits Sinclair at ringside. Matt with a wrecking ball on Taven, but Vinny hits a sloppy looking Dudley dog on Matt. Cody gets Vinny in crossroads. Taven looks for a springboard roundhouse, but takes out Turner. Cody gets crossroads on Taven and covers, but there's no referee to count. TK gets a shot in on Cody with a baseball bat. Bat shot to the Bucks. Both refs are down. Use hook chance from the crowd. The Kingdom hits Rockstar Supernova on Cody, but there's no ref to count the cover either. Until a female ref comes sliding in, counts and gets a 2 count. But it's Brandy, and she flips off the Kingdom. Brandy chants as Taven looks over her. But Bullet Club are back in and hit super kicks. Crossroads on TK, covers, and Brandy counts the 3 count. We get a bell ring and the music plays. Champs retain. Or do they? Turner and Sinclair are awake now and are talking to the ring announcer about the call. In the meantime, Taven takes a shot at Cody that takes down Brandy, and we hear that the match is getting restarted since Brandy isn't a ref. Brandy is down. Cody picks her up, but Taven hits the climax on Cody while Brandy is in his arm. Matt looks for a super kick, but Vinny catches it. He hoists Matt, and TK hit House of 1,000 Horses, covers, and that'll be the 3 count for the win. Winners in new 6-man tag titles for the third time. House of 1,000 Horses. The Kingdom wins by beating the Elite Bullet Club, the Elite. This was a nice title match by 2 really strong stables and teams within Ring of Honor. They had a little bit too much crammed into the end. I actually don't mind the ref spots. Conspiracy idea is built with the Kingdom, so that's part of storytelling. But then Brandy and the false finish and the match restart, and Taven taking out Brandy accidentally, then taking out Cody with Brandy on purpose. It's just a lot. It didn't completely wreck my enjoyment here, as I'm particularly loving the rise of the Kingdom and Taven becoming a world title threat. But it's just, come on, y'all. Look at it. Look at that list just above. That is what is meant by overbooking. Less can be more. The in-ring work saved it for me, as the Kingdom played smart tag team wrestling, and everyone got a chance to get some good stuff in. I welcome the new champs in the Kingdom, though, of course, this also adds to the intrigue around the what's next question for the Elite. Of course, January, WWE. After the match, TK takes the mic and talks about how the conspiracy is dead. They are 3-time champs. You still suck. Chance for the crowd. Kenny King then emerges and applauds Matt Taven as he joins the commentary booth. Non-title match, SoCal Uncensored. Kazarian and Scorpio Sky versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Cobb. This could be great. 4 champs, tag, TV, and world, all going at it. Code of honor all around. Bell rings and Kaz and Lethal start off. Lock up. Kaz with a headlock. Tackles on Lethal, but only get half counts on Lethal, as Lethal looks for an arm drag and Kaz avoids. They face off again, and we get competing chants for Lethal and SCU. Lethal gets the arm, but Kaz flips out. Picks the leg, but Lethal pushes him off, but Kaz keeps right back up. Love how explosive Kaz is with his offense. Cobb and Sky tag in and face off. Cobb gets Sky's wrist. Sky looks to escape, but Cobb uses his power to maintain control. Headlock by Sky, and they meet in a tackle with Cobb showing more stability. They run the ropes. Cobb leapfrogs, but eats a drop kick from Sky before kipping back up. Running Rana from Sky, but Cobb cartwheels out. Hits a big drop kick. Holy crap. From the crowd. Tag to Lethal, who chops Sky in the corner and hits a big elbow off the top ropes for a 2 count. Then grounds him with a headlock. Sky fights back, chop to Lethal, and Kaz tags herself in. Lethal fights back, but eats a spinning kick for the Kaz for a 2 count. Whips Lethal to the ropes. It hits the top rope neck breaker. Recovers, but still 2 count. Lethal fights back, Sky in, but Lethal fights off both. Double boots to Lethal, and they get that unique double team leg trap. Roll through slam. Kaz picks up Lethal and puts him in the corner. Hits a running side Russian leg sweep and covers, but only gets a 2 count. Kaz lifts Lethal back up. Locks him in the front face lock as the crowd fires up. Lethal fights back, hits the ropes, but Kaz hits a calf kick and covers for a 2 count. Kaz then sends Lethal into a corner, and Lethal actually mashed face first into the buckle pad harder than he meant to, as the match slows down as Lethal takes a moment outside. Sky and Lethal able to pick it back up, where Lethal's scooting in and looking to tag, but Sky intercepting with a big backbreaker and a stretch, well recovered by all. The crowd stayed with it. Sky brings Lethal into the SCU corner. Lethal tries to fight out, knocks down Kaz and evades a Sky elbow, goes to the outside and hits a cutter to Kaz on the floor. Lethal back in and looks for Cobb. Sky grabs the ankle, but he makes it and tags Cobb, who comes in hot. Big belly-to-belly throw by Sky. Big jawbreaker by Sky, but Cobb hits a big back suplex and a standing moonsault, covers, but only gets a 2 count. Cobb picks up Sky, but chops him right back down. Jay is still holding his nose at ringside as Cobb hits Sky in their corner and asks if Lethal is okay before hoisting Sky up into a stalling suplex. Then tags Lethal back in and hands him off to Lethal, who holds the stall before dropping him down. Nice crowd pop for that. Lethal covers, but Sky is out at 2. Lethal stays on Sky with a chin lock, but Sky gets to the ropes. Tag to Cobb, who hits a big headbutt. Sky fights back, and Cobb maintains control, hits a sidewinder suplex, covers, but only gets a 2 count on Sky. Cobb with a rear bear hug on Sky, keeping the action grounded. Sky fights back, and Cobb just lifts him and runs him into the corner. Tags Lethal, who gets a back suplex on Sky, which Kaz breaks up immediately, and Lethal goes right back to the headlock. Lethal whips Sky to the corners, but Sky is able to get a neck breaker down on Lethal. Lethal interrupts Sky tag to attempt to tag. They trade shots as Sky hits a jumping knee. Lethal with a big boot and an enziguri, but Sky stops the action with a heavy clothesline. Sky looks again and gets a tag to Kaz, who takes a shot at Cobb off the apron, or on the apron. John Woo to Lethal. Jerry Lynn leg drop to Cobb. Corner seated drop kick to Lethal and a kip up. Cobb in and looks to suplex Kaz, but Kaz reverses into a DDT stunner combo on Lethal and Cobb. Covers, but Lethal but only gets a 2 count. Kaz stays on Lethal, but Lethal gets a chop. Kaz up and over. Backstabber, knee strike, combo from the SCU, followed by an unprettier. Cover by Cobb. It covers, but Cobb breaks it up a 2. Cobb drags Lethal to the corner and tags himself in. Shots to SCU, but Sky gets a stomp to Cobb's back. SCU with corner offense, and Kaz with a running flipping neckbreaker on Cobb. Then lifts Lethal to the top rope. Kaz climbs, but Lethal fights him off. Sky tries to climb, but Lethal fights again. Now both SCU members look for a double suplex. Cobb interrupts and hits a double pump handle slam. Double pump handle suplex on both SCU members. What? Lethal follows that with a hail to the king on Kaz. Then a suicide dive on Sky. Cobb gets a deadlift German suplex on Kaz into a bridge, but Kaz is out at 2. This is also a chance for the crowd. Cobb is with a running uppercut on Kaz in the corner, climbs to the middle, but Sky gets a leaping Rana on Cobb as Kaz gets a slingshot cutter to bring Lethal back in. SCU with stereo dives. Kaz is being a Rana to Cobb, but suddenly the Briscoes come out and throw a chair at Sky from the rampway. Kaz gets distracted. Cobb looks for a tour of the islands, but Kaz counters into a roll-up for a 2 count. They go back and forth until Cobb is able to catch Kaz coming in tour of the islands, covers, and that'll do it for the win. Jeff Cobb and Jay Lethal defeat SCU by pinfall after interference from the Briscoes and tour of the islands. And the match gets a 3.5 stars out of 5. Really a nice outing and a good example of story-driven interference that was executed with clarity and focus, and which keeps the Briscoes SCU feud advancing forward. The ring work here was outstanding, and Jeff Cobb is further establishing himself as one to watch for Ring of Honor's future. I'm still salivating at the potential of Cobb Gresham here. Just give me one more Cobb. After match, all 4 champs shake hands and raise their belts. We hear about Rush from CMLL coming to Ring of Honor after final battle. Survival of Fittest finals, 6-person elimination match. Christopher Daniels versus Hangman Page versus Jonathan Gresham versus Guerrero Maya Jr. versus PJ Black versus Marty Scurll. Code of Honor showed Bob Manning. Not Marty or PJ, it looks like. Marty does shake hands with Page. Daniels and Maya looks to start us off. Bell rings and we get a shake between Daniels and Maya. They start quick. Maya to the apron. Pulls down Daniels. And Maya takes him down with a nice springboard twisting shoulder block for a 1 count. Maya tags in Page, who works over Daniels, but Daniels gets a tag to PJ, who hits a headlock on Page, PJ takes down Page with a tackle. Both show agility. PJ with an arm drag and a trip for a 1 count. Page trips and covers for a 1. Double kick, drop kick. Tag to heavyweight Marty. Gresham in opposite. Gresham looks to start fast. Lots of counters to start. Roll up attempts. Gresham finding an ankle lock brilliantly before getting dumped. Marty looks for a super kick, but Gresham evades. They find themselves perched on the corner, but Daniels in to join. We get a Tower of Doom attempt, but Page undoes it and saves Marty and pulls him off the top. Sidebar, this was a great improved moment where Gresham was perched in a superplex offensive position to the left of the turnbuckle, but instead Daniels joining on the right. He instead goes further into the left of Gresham, hooks Gresham instead of Marty, who was in offensive position or defensive position, and is awkward, and Gresham can be heard audibly saying, "Are you helping me or what?" It was great. Great pop for the sequence as Maya climbs and hits both with a double missile drop kick. Took the world backbreaker to follow. Machine gun punches on PJ. PJ looks to fight back, but Maya with a top rope arm drag covers for a 2 count. PJ gets caught with a snap power slam by Maya for another 2 count. Maya fires up the crowd, but PJ catches him off the ropes with a pop-up powerbomb, sacks him up, but covers him for the 3 count and elimination of Maya Jr. Gresham now in with PJ, shows the strength and advantage, but Gresham uses his quickness to stay ahead until Page tags himself in and takes him down. Backs exchanges from both, with Gresham hitting a nice hurricanrana, then the fake out strike sequence, capped with a nice drop kick to take down Page. People talk about Gresham's technical ability, but it's his speed and agility are both on point. Marty in, but Gresham reverses the whip, holds on. Marty holds on to Gresham and is able to outsmart Marty and to taking out Page. Stunner Enzuigiri and on Marty, followed by a German suplex, but he turns around into a buckshot lariat by Page. Follows up with a rite of passage and covers for the 3 count. And Gresham has been eliminated. We're down to 4 guys. Marty and Page seem to petition PJ to come over to their side, but PJ and Daniels chat, and it looks like that they've created a tag format for the next stretch. Marty in for the Elite. Opposite Daniels. Lock up, headlock by Marty. Daniels with a head scissors reverse. Marty looks to hop and headstand out of it, which he does, and then poses heavyweight chance. And Marty pats Daniels on his head. Daniels comes in, but Marty kicks him in the gut. Hits the ropes, but PJ hits a knee to the back, and Daniels is able to take control and whips Marty hard into the corner. Daniels with an attack to PJ, double team leg drop. And PJ stays on with a roll through a suplex into a butterfly submission. Marty powers out, but PJ trips him down for a 2 count attempt. PJ stomps on the hand, which feels appropriate before attacking Daniels. Daniels with a calf kick takes down Marty, covers for a 2 count. Daniels keeps Marty's down, snap mare tag to PJ, over the top elbow. PJ follows with a stomp, a playful cover attempt. PJ looks for the Cubs win, and then goes for a rocking horse into the bottom turnbuckle. Daniels boots, and Daniels back in. Marty fights out. Daniels keeps him cornered. Snap mares, runs the ropes and drops into a headlock, but Marty keeps him grounded. Marty fights up and out. They both hit the ropes, take each other down with clotheslines. PJ gets a tag. Marty pushes him up and gets a tag to Page, who drop kicks Daniels to the floor and knocks him back down. And I'm going to have to stop this video right here because I'm running out of time. Go over my hour limit. I'll conclude it on my second video and also finish off your WWE main event and your Raw results. Thanks again. Peace out. See you on video.